guys, welcome to a new set of videos I'm doing. These are going to be pretty short videos, but they're going to be looking at specific players I've had either purchased or coming through my youth intake. The aim of them is basically to show you how they start out, their growth, what I use to improve them, what their strengths, weaknesses are, and their personalities. I hope you enjoy this, and let's get started. Anton Hutchings was a player that came through my youth intake in the 2016-2017 season. For someone at such a young age, he has some very nice attributes. He's got some very good physical attributes, although his jumping reach is a bit low. He has very good mental attributes for somebody his age, with an 18 determination, 13 work rate, high concentration at 11, and good decision making at 12. With high anticipation and heading as well, it's very nice to see. The heading is especially nice to see, especially considering he's only 5'7". It looks like he's going to be a very good fullback in the future, although his tackling and marking is a little bit low, and his crossing and dribbling is a little bit low as well. They are things that can be easily improved. He could easily be changed from a fullback to a defensive winger if need be, and seem to excel there. If we decide to do that, though, the only thing we'd really need to work on is his technique and off the ball. With his mental stats that are a little bit low, as in off the ball, positioning, and teamwork, I'm sure this is something that would improve with age. For someone at a young age with so many strengths, he does still have a few weaknesses, although none of them are actually glaring weaknesses. His composure is a little bit low, his bravery is a little bit low, and some of his mental stats like off-the-ball positioning and teamwork, as I mentioned in the strength section, is a little bit low. Things like tackling, technique, marking, dribbling, crossing are all pretty close to double-digit numbers, so it's relatively easy then to improve on. With his technical stats, they should be able to be fixed by probably the range of maybe about 18 or 19, maybe 20 at the most. With things like off-the-ball positioning and teamwork, might be looking a little bit later, maybe about 21, 22, but they're not really any major hurdles. The only concern that I would have is if he'd had any stats that would be sort of maybe 5 or 6, because then they might only cap out maybe 10 or 11. Because they're so close to double digits, we might be looking at sort of 13, 14, maybe even 15 for some of his stats getting increased. This is a promising sign, especially if we want to move him to a defensive winger. The only concern I might have with that is that his creativity and flair might be a little bit low for a position such as that. But with a defensive winger, those stats are kind of nullified a little bit because they aren't as important as if he was an attacking type of winger. This guy is showing a lot of promise, and I think a lot of his stuff can be easily rectified to make him a great player. As with looking at his attributes page will tell us information about how he currently is, looking at his personality page will also glean some information about his hidden stats that you don't normally see. When we looked at his personality and see determined, we can normally tell that his determination will be between 18 and 19, and his ambition will be greater than 9. With his media handling style of being media friendly, we can tell his controversy will be less than 15. Controversy isn't really something that seems to affect the game too much or very visibly, but it's always nice to know what his hidden stats are doing. Currently he doesn't have any player preferred moves, but that's something that can be easily fixed through either tutoring or through just personal training. It's also nice to see that his favorite club is Crewe, which he's currently at. Hopefully that means he'll like to stay here for a long time. And a lot of his favorite personnel is the assistant manager and some of the backroom staff. Hopefully what we'd like to aim for is maybe a spirited type personality, which would also give the hidden stat of pressure a raise, so he won't have any issues with important matches. Media handling style, once again, would be nice to have unflappable, maybe evasive or reserved. Once again, those are more aimed at pressure situations, so he can play in the big matches and be a good worker during those games, not feel worried and play to his full potential. At the moment he's looking very promising. The only trick we'll have to do is try and make sure that as we tutor him, we don't lower his determination too much, maybe a few points here and there would be doable, but we don't want to lower it too much. We'd like to have a really high determination if we can have it of around maybe 17 or 18. I have it currently set up that all my under 18s are getting fitness training at a very high level. I normally will do this because I like to increase their physical stats as much as I can, and also has the added bonus of increasing their work rate. It also seems to cover the most amount of attributes at the same time, which is always handy. Just to solidify this a bit more, I've done some individual training on his strength, just to get a little bit higher as well. I'm probably going to continue this for a while, just till it gets to a decent rate, and then maybe we'll start considering moving on to some of his more technical stats, maybe his tackling or his marking, possibly maybe even his crossing and his dribbling. I'll probably choose 2 of the 4 and then concentrate on those for next season, but we'll have to see how he improves during this season coming up. Obviously in the next video that I do about him, I will be going into more detail about the training that I've actually done itself. Thank you very much everybody for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed a little glimpse into how my players have come into my team, developed and improved. Hopefully you'll enjoy these videos, and don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll also be putting links to my Twitch channel below where you can actually watch the stream live. I'm going to be hopefully doing more of these YouTube videos if you like them, so don't forget to spread the word about these, and I will see you hopefully either in the next video or on Twitch.